Hey there everybody, this is Josh and you're watching The Hungry Winos, episode 3. Again, we have Chef Michael Reyes here and, you know, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like we have a couple on the table here.
Right away to the jokes. Dude wears a collar for the first time, wants to bring the jokes.
Well, you know, I saw the nice, like, salmon shirt you had on last week.
It was pink, dude, pink. I like pink. I rocks the pink. Anyway,
okay, cool.
Here we go. So we have chicken. These are $5 each. If you go and buy them cut up, it's like $10 to $12. So why not just cut it yourself?
Because you don't know how.
I think it's all right. We're going to show you how to do it. There's two ways to use it. You can use a boning knife, or we can use our French knife. I'll show the boning method, and you can go ahead and use the French knife.
Okay.
What we want to do is cut it into pieces. So the easiest thing is the animal will never lie to you. It'll tell you where it wants to get cut. Okay? It'll be the fat lines and the movement.
Remember that Peter Gabriel?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. I like Peter Gabriel.
All right.
Don't play with the monkey. All right, you have a fat line right here, as you can tell. And you can tell it moves, so that piece comes off. So there's a fat line right here. So what we want to do is make a cut along that fat line and open up.
You're exposing...
We are exposing some thigh. All right? And as you can tell, the animal is not lying to you. There's a fold right here. See the fold of flap? Mons, can you get a little picture of that? We have a fold line here. Okay? If we want to, we can go ahead and pop out the bone just so you can see it, but as you can tell, the animal didn't lie. It says, cut me here, right? So we'll go ahead and make that cut.
This is not a vegan show, by the way.
No, this is totally animal. Also, when you cut, again, just for your edification,
right?
We have these two nuggets right here. They're called the oyster. When you're in culinary school, they make you dig out the oyster. Now, you can, if you'd like, pretend you're in culinary school. And what they'll even do is sometimes they'll even mark it for you. Like, hey, cut right there. But these two round pieces, which we're trying to get, you put your knife inside the oyster and cut around it. And that's all you have to do.
And the purpose of that being?
To take out that little lump of meat.
Oh, okay.
It's not that big of a deal. It's that little nugget you see at the end.
Okay.
So I'll flip it over. I'll show you once I clean it up what it looks like. So we have our thigh. Let me get an angle so you guys can see it. If I get the thigh and just go where the animal told me to cut it,
it's basically a joint, right? Or...
Yeah, well, I'm cutting where the folds are, there is no bone.
Oh, okay.
I'm just cutting along meat. I mean, I'm just pulling naturally. There's no bone there because we cut along the fold. So that's the first piece. And before I continue, people don't generally like cooking the brown meat because it doesn't cook all the way. They get all freaked out.
What do you mean it doesn't cook all the way?
Well, you know how they always say, well, it's not cooking, it's bloody. That kind of thing.
Okay, so it's a little bloody.
Yeah, so what we want to do is go ahead again. We have a fat line right here. It's telling you to cut it right here. And also on this side, there's a fat line. Well, that's a drumstick, and this is the thigh. So if I just want to open this up for grilling purposes, let's say, I just cut along the fat line. And I'm going to go ahead and expose this bone. I'm just going to French it.
French it meaning?
Meaning you take the crap away from the bone.
Oh, okay.
That's Frenching. So now there's no pooling of blood when you cook it. So you just open it up.
Pooling or pulling?
Pooling, like P-O-O-L, pool. So the blood can't pool anywhere. It just cooks right off.
Okay, cool.
And now if you'd like to take this off, you can. Just continue to French. Or, you know, there's a bone there. You can feel it. You can pinch it. So just put your knife in there and cut it. Once you cut it, we can continue our French technique and take it all the way down.
And you're literally just pulling the meat off the bone.
Just pulling the meat off the bone with a knife.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can go ahead and cut it here if you like, or which we're doing, or you can just pop it out, however animal you want to be. And you have to go ahead and cut it out. We'll cut it out, and there's our bone. And here's our piece. Now there's some cartilage if you got to clean it up. Just get your knife and cut out the cartilage. And now you have a boneless thigh to grill.
Okay.
All right.
And you would leave it on, or would you cut that off?
I could either way. I can cut it right here where the animal tells it to me, or I can just leave it whole.
Okay.
And since we're big, strapping lads,
right?
We'll do the whole piece. And that's how we would grill it off.
Awesome.
Okay, now we get to the breast.
So that was the thigh and the leg.
This is the thigh and the leg.
Okay.
Boneless. And this bone here. Now, you didn't ask me, but if I want to do the same thing to this bone, I can. I just have to open it up and do the same technique we did here to make it a complete. And when you do that, this will be a nice rectangle. So you can make a roulade or roll, however you want to do it. But that's
I assume we'll get to that later.
down the road,
Yeah.
down the road.
Moving on.
Moving on. Now we have the white meat, the expensive stuff. We have a huge chicken here. This is a big, okay? This is a game hen right here. So let's go ahead and cut the wing and give it some breast meat.
So you're going into the breast a little bit. You're not trying to.
No, I'm going to give it a little bit of breast meat, as you can tell, to give it more of a hearty piece.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and we can go ahead and grill that or saute it, however you want to do it. Now we're left with the breast. So if you feel along here, you'll feel the bone of the breast, and obviously there's a lot of fat right there.
Right.
So the animal's not lying to you. Just stick your knife in there, and you're going to run it along the breast. Now here's the thing. If I pull it away and use my hands, I know this is kind of like gross for you, but as I'm pulling it away, you can actually see the bone.
Right.
Yes?
Right. Right. Right.
So you can get a shot of that. And I'm just touching it. I'm just touching the meat and it's coming right off. The animal wants to get cut. Okay? We all got that?
Right.
And you continue to do the same technique all the way down. So I've cut a lot of chicken in my time. So I'll go ahead and just cut this all the way down. Now here's the thing. We're using the bone as a guide as we move our knife down. And as we move our knife down along this, we're not cutting bone because we're just guiding, as you can see that bone.
I guess, yeah.
We're just going down and cutting. So then now we have our boneless breast, and this was the bone as we were shearing down that guides us down.
Right.
So that, my friend, is a boneless breast. Your turn.
Wonderful. So I don't have the. What kind of knife is that again?
This is a boning knife.
A boning.
Your knife will be easier.
Oh, wonderful. That's probably better. It's still gonna look bad though.
Well, we'll see. Here we go.
We'll see. Okay. So what am I doing? Again.
Follow the natural folds.
Okay. So we're starting with
The
leg.
thigh. The leg, yes.
Correct. Okay. So I have this correct as far as the right way up.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm just cutting where that fat is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just kind of open it up. Don't get a severe cut.
Okay. My duller knife, not like yours.
Well, you know what? Here, use the big boy knife then.
All right.
Thank you.
That's sharper.
Yes.
Okay. So.
So go ahead and cut this to expose it for you. There you go. Now, as you can tell, there's a fold right there. See?
Right. Okay.
You got that? See that fold right here? So now, just to make sure, in case you were blind, you'll pop the bone. Hey, I'm right there.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead. Don't worry about the oyster. Just go ahead and get your knife inside there and cut your thigh piece.
So just like that?
No.
Okay.
Get your knife like this.
Okay.
You're going to cut your thigh piece. And you're just cutting away.
This thing.
Mm-hmm.
On this side of the bone.
Yep. You're good.
Here?
Yep. Just go around it on the outside. Yep.
This one sounds a lot grosser.
Yeah. Did you pay your AC bill? Because damn, is it hot in here.
AC will be in a few weeks.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's kind of hot.
We're cooking the chicken right now. All right. Now, hey, here we go. So now we have our thigh piece. All right. So you got a nice thigh piece. You didn't cut any bone. Yeah, me too. Can you do me? Can you do me?
You got that? Yeah.
Thanks.
All right.
So now we have the piece. We're not going to bother to bone it, but what you can do is go ahead and open up that bone so you can help the grilling process, because we are going to eat this in about 15 minutes.
Yes.
And that's all he has to do. He's just opening up
So
that piece.
The blood will not pool.
Will not pool right there. All right. So that's his piece.
Leg and thigh.
Mm-hmm. Now for this, I didn't show it because I cut a lot of chicken. But as you can see this joint? Again, the animal's not in line and wants to get cut somewhere in this round piece, see?
Okay.
So if you were to go ahead and use your knife, you can either cut it off here, how I'm doing, because I cut around the bone, or you can look at it and see where it's at, flip it over, and you just know that you have to cut right here. So you can do it any way you like.
Okay.
Underneath or over, it's all the same.
Underneath or over?
Either underneath, flip it underneath like I did.
Oh, okay.
Or just go over like I did on this side. Here, I'll make up the mind up for you. Why don't you go ahead and visually see it? That'll help you out.
Okay.
So, if you see the animal right here, so there's his bone, go ahead and get your knife in here and then just scoop around it.
Now, here's a quick question. Because I am right-handed, would I ever use the knife, or would I always try to adjust it to where I'm always using the knife with my right hand?
Just get a different angle. So in this sense, you can stand how I'm standing and just block me out.
Right.
Even
So always use your
right hand and just crank it around.
Okay.
There you go. I'll just switch sides.
There you go. So I feel bone here.
Okay, so we feel bone here. So get your knife, and this is the scoop you gotta take out. You see, you just touch it with your knife.
Okay.
Go ahead and touch it. You can see how there's no resistance.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, just keep on going. And boom, it's off. The knife did the work. As long as your knife's sharp, it's going to do the work for you. And he just cut around it. See, this is cartilage, not even bone that you're cutting.
Okay. So it's all this about finding where the joint is, so you're not even cutting.
Exactly. He just
bone.
tears, he just moves away. The animal won't lie to you. Especially with beef. When we get to beef, it's even easier.
Cool.
So now you have your breast to work with.
Right, and so I want to find that.
You feel it?
Right?
Yeah, you feel it?
Yeah,
Right
right there.
Very nice. Sure, it's not the first time you felt a breast. Go ahead and get that line.
So just cut right there?
Yes. Just give a little shallow cut so you can follow the bone. There you go. Keep on going all the way to the end. Okay, now with your hand you can just pull it away from the bone, see?
Okay.
And then just touch it with a knife and touch. As you touch it, you can pull a little bit and it just wants to come, you know? Let's go ahead and get this piece off first.
Okay.
Just touch it. There you go. Touch it with the knife, and there you go. Now you're here, and this is just meat. So if you wanted to, you can just go ahead and cut that meat off.
Kind of.
All right, you're killing me, Whitey.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's go ahead and get your knife. Now you follow the bone nicely, right? So turn your knife the other way and just go underneath.
Oh, okay.
And just cut it. Now once it's off, I'm just touching it. When I say touch it, I mean touch it with your knife. And then you find that bone right there, you know?
Okay.
And that's good. So finish it off. You barely have to apply any pressure with that knife. It's really thick and really sharp because it belongs to me. And you just go down, all the way down. You got it right there. And there you have your breast.
There it is.
I don't want to say anything, but look how clean this is. I mean, he has it all. If you compare it to mine, get your hand away so the camera can see it. Look how much nicer job he did. I mean, he got a lot of the bone. He got a lot of the meat sucked out. Good job.
Well, I'm poor. I need to make sure I get
yes,
as much as possible.
In these hard times, we really need to conserve.
Right.
All right. So that is the procedure to cut your breast. So we did the full shot. You have a breast here. You have your thigh. You have your wing, and you have your thigh and your leg. So we're good to go. That's 6 pieces. We'll go ahead and do the same thing here on the opposite side. We're good to go.
Cool.
And that, my friends, is episode 3.
How to
dissect a chicken.
Dissect a chicken. Great. Well, make sure to follow us on Twitter. I am at Coffee Cup Music, and you are?
I am at TheHungryWinos.
Wonderful. We'll see you guys next time.